We have Viva students, we have Viva faculties, we have Viva's well-wishers from Municipal Corporation, and of course the media, local media, who has been very kind to attend this at a very short notice. So I'll request Raj to say a few words.
Yeah, I'm not good in Marathi. Actually, I know nothing about Marathi, sorry. So good afternoon to all of you. A special thank you to Mr. Thakur and the whole team here at Viva and Shashank and everybody else. Thank you for all of you. I think it's actually because of all of you that we have come here today. As Microsoft, we are very hungry to work with educational institutes to do something very new, innovative, technology-based, very innovative solutions, or finding ways to help students learn what's the latest in the market out there, so that it prepares them in a much better manner to go out into the world and become more employable, be more productive, and most importantly, be a lot more natural at doing what they want to do when they come out of colleges into the industry. Right. So with a lot of similar plans of such, we came out with Ed-vantage program about 6 months back. As Mr. Shashank has said, Viva is the first Ed-vantage Platinum sign-up in the state of Maharashtra. It actually means 2-3 things, and I want to quickly explain to you what this program brings and why we think it's really big for Viva and for Microsoft. Right. The first and most important thing is Microsoft is known as a technology giant all over the world, but I don't think any one of you know us as an academic giant, right? We're not. But all of you know each of you, and the whole surrounding over here knows Viva as that academic giant. You've done a lot of stuff, there's a lot of students, there's a lot of great faculty, there's a lot of great work which is happening in Viva. And the partnership is about, can Microsoft bring this technology capability and Viva bring in this academic excellence and this whole background of faculty and students together? Can we jointly do some partnership activities which will be of strong value to all of us and the students? Right? So that's the whole premise of how we designed this program. Now, under this program, there are two main benefits which come to the students and the college. The first and the very important one is, in the next few weeks, we will set up a Microsoft Innovation Center. Right? First of all, there are very few across the world, and there are a few in India. We're going to set up our first in the state of Maharashtra in Viva, and we will leave it to the management to decide which campus you want to do it. But yeah, so the first one is going to come up here. What does a Microsoft Innovation Center do? It fundamentally is a platform which exposes all the participating students to the latest Microsoft technologies and platforms. So in simple words, what we do is, before we release something in the market, we give access to the students in the Microsoft Innovation Centers to experience the latest products ahead of the market. We give them the technology development tools, we give them all the necessary support and mentorship and guidance, curriculum, content, training, all that is necessary. We provide it to them directly and indirectly, and help the students find ways to learn something which is new for them than what they normally understand. If they get to learn all of that, the idea is then, okay, you know this, can we start innovating on top of it? Can we do something on top of it? So we kind of give them all the tools from Microsoft to allow them to keep innovating and keep doing some very new things of how they apply their knowledge. It doesn't have to get restricted to only IT space, right? Most of them, when people look at Microsoft, they would assume that, okay, a student who wants to get into a coding, into a development work, needs to look at Microsoft. That's not true. It's only one of the many disciplines in which a student can benefit. There are many more practical live applications that we can look at. And we were talking one a little before, how can the students in the MIC in Viva do something for the local municipality and add services in a way that the citizens of the city can use it and get benefited from. It's not really that complicated. And it's not an IT space, right? It's about an IT knowledge applied in a real-time situation that can add value to the citizens of the city. So the idea is we give the Microsoft Innovation Center and we work with the college, we work with the faculty, find ways to train them and orient them so that the students get the best exposure, the latest exposure, and they continuously keep learning and innovating. That's one and the most important benefit that we bring about. That brings in all the collaboration, every single aspect of Microsoft lands in through that particular window. What we also do, the second benefit, is if the students went through all the right learning perspectives, they demonstrated very good capability, and they have also certified on what they learned, then we help them with a job opportunity, right? Microsoft has a lot of customers out there who are investing a lot of money into these technologies. They're investing and they're very interested to recruit students, fresh students who come with a lot of open mind and understanding of these latest technologies and tools, right? So what we do as Microsoft is we ask the college to nominate those eligible students, and we take them to these corporate companies out there and say, please look at these students as potential employees. And the whole idea is, if there's a student who's going through a learning process and they've done some great job, we as Microsoft can help connect them to the interested organizations out there in the market and make it very value adding for both the sides. So these are the two large opportunities or benefits that we really work and look forward to partnering with Viva, right? So starting today, we are looking at kickstarting this for the rest of the year. And you will see many of those activities keep landing up. And as Mr. Shashank said, we are a call away, right? Actually, it's not that we are able to go to every single college across the board and do everything everybody wants. There's so much of effort, there's so much of bandwidth, and there's so much of commitment which comes from Microsoft in each of these partnerships. So it takes a lot of our energy, and there's a lot of our investment which goes into making it successful. So it's really important that look at it as a mutual responsibility thing. It's not just what Microsoft gives, it's also about what Viva and the team of Viva, faculty and students, come together to make the most of it, but also be responsible about doing the right set of things around it. So for us, it's a fantastic opportunity to be exposed and to work with each of you and learn from you, because as I started, we don't necessarily know everything that we need to know. And for you, I'm sure it's equally a big opportunity, because as a technology giant, we have a lot of capability and expertise we can come and share. So I think that's the whole summary of how we do and what we do. We're open for a few questions if you need more clarity, but I think that's the gist of how the program works out, right? And I'll continue to be in touch with your management team, and I'll continue to keep coming along with my colleague Vaibhav and other people in the Bombay office. So looking forward to a very successful partnership with Viva. Thank you.
Thank you, Raj. Now I'll request Mr. Sanket Adkerkar to say a few words.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for the wonderful welcome, and thank you for Viva for kicking this off and getting us started in this partnership together through the program Ed-vantage. I think, one of the things that I find particularly interesting, you can probably tell, and as Mr. Patil described, I've grown up in the U.S. I was born and brought up in the U.S. and then came to living in India for the last 3 years. And I think one of the things that's been a very interesting observation for me to notice, particularly for India, is that the opportunity for the country is about getting education for our youth right. If we don't do that as a country, we won't be competitive at the national scale. So I think that's the first thing. The second thing, as I traveled here and spent some time and saw the campuses and the different growth that's going on, I do have to applaud the municipal corporation and Viva to have the commitment and the vision for focusing on education and building a very, very vibrant base and foundation from which the local economy here can thrive and prosper. And it's interesting, at least from my point of view, and I'll give you a little bit of background on me. As you can probably tell from my last name, I'm Maharashtrian. My parents left Mumbai about 45 years ago. They left Mumbai to move to the United States in order to find opportunity. And what's very interesting, that within one generation, I moved from the United States to India for an opportunity. Huh? What enabled that? What enabled that to happen? I believe that it's the rapid development of technology and the use of technology that's gone, and many people talk about flattening the globe. Right? That the world is flat. And now opportunities exist for anyone to move from any place in their life to anywhere they can possibly go. And I certainly believe, I can sort of describe that very personally, but I also think it's the passion that Microsoft brings. That it's that technology can change the world. And that technology gives opportunities to anyone to do anything. And I think that's the important piece. And what's important in the whole concept of Ed-vantage, and just to give you also some context, we've built Ed-vantage only for India, only for Microsoft India. It doesn't exist as a program anywhere else in the world. And it's something that we've sort of done for the many of us at Microsoft that have a huge commitment and a huge interest into changing the quality of education and changing the lives of the youth for India. And so that's how we envision the program. And what that really means, in order to be successful, is that there has to be commitment from the college, the university, and there has to be commitment from the student. If both of those things don't exist, it doesn't work. And Raj described a bit about how the program is structured and what it means, but the underlying element in there is commitment. And so we've been very careful in terms of aligning with institutions and organizations that have a same view to what we believe is the right outcome. Have the same view that education is fundamental to economic progress and growth. Have the same view that technology can be used to change the outcomes for people. And so I'm really glad to be here to help to celebrate that Viva is the first institution, organization in the state of Maharashtra to be a Platinum Ed-vantage college, and to really kick off this relationship so that we can have tremendous impact. Because at the end of the day, the only way we will know if we have success is if the students are successful. That's all that matters. If we do that, then we've done what we've done to drive success. Thank you.
तुम्हाला काही प्रश्न पडले असतील तर विचारायला हरकत नाही. राज आणि संकेतजी त्याला उत्तरं देतील. काही प्रश्न असतील तर विचारा.
Hello, sir. Sir, I would like to ask, rest of Maharashtra, how many institutes or colleges you have been with as a partner?
As I said, Viva is the first. We expect quite a few in Maharashtra, but again, Viva is the first, and in our view, as I said, we have limited bandwidth for partnership in terms of how we will go out of the way to go do a few things. So from that perspective, Viva will always stand out and be relatively exclusive. But the program is going to be for many more colleges, and a lot of them have expressed interest, and they're in the process of signing up.
So Raj, what is the criteria for selection of an institute?
Okay, so we've used 2-3 views, right? The whole concept revolves around what is the level of commitment the college and the related infrastructure can provide to Microsoft in exchange for what we invest. Because the measure of success at the end of 1 year is about how many students have we successfully processed through this entire engine and this framework of program and have successfully managed to give them jobs with employable skills. If they get employable skills, they get the right jobs. So if that is our measurement of success, right? So under the program, because Viva is a platinum, we provide 250 internships and 100 employment facilitations, right? Now, the biggest question is, at the end of 1 year, will they really be able to use all of it? It's, right, in one way you can think, is that enough? The second way to think is, does the college infrastructure, the commitment of the management, faculty, students, everybody end to end, do they have what it takes to reach that level and make the complete utilization of it? So I think initially, because we don't have that backlog, we use a lot of our criteria and views when we look at the college and the group and their commitments to be able to get there. If that hunger and desire is there, I think we'll eventually get there, little plus or minus. So we use that end result as a metric, look backwards and see if the college and the group will give us that level of commitment to get there. So that comfort level exists for us with Viva, and hence they became the platinum.
How many other colleges have used it
In Maharashtra, will be at least about 3 or 4 of them. No, they're not, so I should not name them. Across the state, there will be a handful of them, but what the point is that we selected Viva instead. That's it.
What about the faculties that will be used for this particular program?
So what about them? Are you asking, do we do something for them?
Will they be a specialized type, or like Microsoft will be providing them, or it is for the local people to do?
So we provide 2 levels, actually 3 levels. One, for the Microsoft Innovation Center, we get the college to nominate one faculty who gets to work very closely with Microsoft and goes through a lot of hand-holding and training and orientation from our side. We do that for all the MIC faculties across the country, and we do very frequent sessions in Microsoft facilities every year. So the point one is the appointed faculty for the Microsoft Innovation Center will go through that process. The second thing, and we've started this new and it's making a lot of sense and there's a lot of value which people have expressed interest in, is we have something called as a Microsoft Certified Educator. It's fundamentally designed around for faculty with a focus on what are the latest technology teaching tools, how do you understand the latest Microsoft technologies, and club it with how you really present it in front of students and give them a combination of practical exposure along with the practical and the theory and the balance between it. So it's a very, it's been one of the best programs that we have put forward, and there have been a lot of Microsoft certified educators popping up all over the world. So we are looking at extending that to the faculty. And the last one is we have an annual faculty camp, which again we ask the college to nominate a few faculty, and we get like that all the best possible faculty across the country from all the other colleges who have signed up for Ed-vantage, and we normally have once in 6 months and once in a certain period of time a summit where all of them get together and talk about their best practices. They share what each of them have done in different shapes and formats. It becomes very knowledgeable and value adding for the other set of them to take some of these ideas, go back and implement them. So think of it as a best practice exchange platform facilitated by Microsoft for the best minds across India from a faculty perspective. So these 3 things is something which we continuously keep executing. These existed in the past as well, but now that Viva is a platinum, we make sure we take extra efforts in getting them involved in all of these processes.
Sir, how Microsoft gives the job opportunities to the new generation?
How we give the opportunities? I'll give you an example, right? This is Windows 8, and this product was released by Microsoft in Jan 2013. It was commercially available in the market. But 6 to 8 months before it was commercially available, it was available in our Microsoft Innovation Centers. And we gave them the software development kit around it. What a lot of students did across the country is they were very innovative, very hardworking, smart. They found how and what's the best way to leverage it. They went and started developing applications. Some of them did very creative stuff. Some of them did very things to do with like music, games, and some of them got into some hardcore applications around some technical solutions. Some of them did very consumer-oriented applications. But the end result is, after multiple attempts, many of them have figured out what does it mean to understand that technology. And then what happened when they passed out of college, those companies who were interviewing them saw them that these set of students were the best lot for them to get recruited just because they understood what the latest tools were and how they applied it. Now take the same thing on phone and please do that on Windows 8. Do that on robotics. Do that on databases. Do that on IT-enabled applications. We call them as productivity applications. The opportunities are endless. Depending on whichever student likes which area, they take that one. So the process of that learning has made them more employable. And thereby, when they were put in front of a customer or a recruiting company, it became very easy for them to crack the interview. So how do we create the employability? By getting students processed through these MICs and the learning of experience of learning and innovation and capturing all of that and finding a way to showcase that in front of those interested companies. Please remember, on one side we're teaching them and mentoring them on the learning process. On the other side, we're going to our customers, Microsoft customers and partners who want to recruit people with those technologies. You talk about the top 5,000 companies in India, all of them are our customers. So we're requesting them to take a look at these students because these students know those technologies. And thereby, on one side there's learning, the other side there is available opportunities in companies, so the matchmaking becomes a lot more easier.
The students will interviewed by you only, no, sir?
Sorry?
Finally, the students will interviewed by your thing only, no?
No, we don't interview. The students are nominated by the college. If the student meets the eligibility criteria, we have something called as a Microsoft certification. If they know all of this, they can do the certification. That becomes the paper which gives them the opening, the visiting card to open the doors. College gets to nominate them to Microsoft. We get them connected with our customers and partners. The interviews and the decisions to hire are done by our customers and partners, but what we do is we know which student should go to which company.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So somebody says, I'm a specialist in phone, I know who's interested in phone. Somebody says they're interested in database, we know who's interested in database. If somebody from Bombay says, I want to be interested in databases in the Maharashtra area, we know which companies in Maharashtra have that specific requirement. So that value add is what specifically Microsoft brings.
There are a lot of faculties and students from Viva. I will ask them to ask their question also because they are the actual stakeholders in this.
Hi, good evening all. I'm Thakur, Associate Professor at Viva School of Architecture. It's very interesting to see and have the Microsoft, the giants out here with us, and being into a faculty in architecture where we use a lot of heavy graphic softwares for designing, whereas earlier it started off with architecture, which is generally you're talking about designing, buildings, structures, and goes down, extends down to the town planning and then city levels and automations. And now when we're talking about new cities, new lifestyles and technology, and slowly steadily we are becoming dependent on the technology, and technology gets dependent on the utilities. And we definitely as faculties play the buffer role, generating the knowledge pool that students and making them experts down, and definitely giants like you helping us down here, and it's a win-win situation at either levels. Definitely as a faculty, we were looking at a few things very down to earth to begin with, like what we are talking about e-governances at government platforms. Simultaneously, we are looking at e-governance at the school and education platforms also, because we still believe the education system is still, attendance monitor and marks monitor. So maybe we can have an interface where things can be extended about monitoring students' work, along with it, helping the students with education, the programs. So that is where we are looking at. Most of the faculties will be definitely keen on this platform. And yes, being a faculty from architecture, I'm looking at a support system for the students in architecture who goes down and developing next cities, newer cities, the vision about how technology-based structures and technologies will be developed. So I'm looking up a great support from you guys.
Okay, good. I think it's more like feedback that you're giving us.
Yes, it's an appreciation basically.
Absolutely.
I'm delighted.
Thank you.
The right word would be, it's not a question, it's